It's package day, and let's take a look and see what we got in store. Alright, got lots of filler, almost too much filler I would argue, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of filler. That's what I like to say. Let's see what we got. Nice little chunker it looks like. Not mad about that. I'm never mad about a chunker. Always a little bit nervous around styrofoam, but I never hesitate around a chunker. That's for sure. Alright, now that we got that cleaned up, let's take a look and see what this chunker has in store for us. Pretty excited about this. Don't recall what this is actually. So, we'll find out together. Ooh, I see a little hair in there. That's always very appetizing. Always check for hairs. This one time, I had set up a stack pack. I was doing a little bit of product testing for my stack packs, and I was talking to my business partner, and I was showing him. I was like, "Hey man, check out the stack pack. Doesn't it look cool?" And he's very nitpicky about things, and he looked very closely at the picture, and he's like, "I think I see a hair, bro." And so it wasn't actually a hair. It was like a piece of like dust or whatever, and it was actually on the outside of the stack pack, so it wasn't even a big deal. I just had to retake the picture, but those kind of details matter, right? Because it's kind of, I mean, I'm not like gonna throw this bar in the garbage because there's a piece of hair here, but now we're talking about it and I'm like, hey, that was kind of gross. It's not even that gross, it's just a piece of hair. Pull out a piece of hair right here. Here's a piece of hair right here. Yeah, you see that? That's a hair. It's not that gross. That was a waste of 1 minute. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Pretty excited. Oh, I'm gonna have to break out the gloves for this bad boy. It's one of those. And so Savage Stacker, my homie, he got me onto these bars, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna collect this because I know my homie likes them. And I don't know if he has one just like this, but I don't recall from his video, but he does have an Escalante Mine bar, just like this one, a 10 ouncer. Let me go ahead and make the lighting a little bit better in here. Sorry about that, folks. Set up my personal box here, light box. So this is the Escalante Mine. And you'll notice here, there's a 1982 date stamp here on the bottom. Now there's two variations of the 10 ounce Rancher's Exploration Escalante Mine bar. There's one with 1982 date stamp, and there's one without the 1982 date stamp. And as you'll see, this one right here, this beauty, is actually in the original wrapping. Remember Poor Man's Gold? He had picked up that E-Logo Silver Joker bar, and it had come in the original wrapping. Well, that was the original plastic wrapping, and so is this. Right, and so that was an Engelhard, this is a Johnson Matthey, but it seems that both Johnson Matthey and Engelhard, at least for some of their 10 ounce bars, use this weird cheap plastic that usually ends up having holes in it. Like, I'm sure I could find a hole in here. Oh no, this isn't, yeah, there's a hole right there. So usually these don't stay in pristine condition because they're cheap, right? But this is the 1982 Escalante Mine Johnson Matthey bar, and so the serial is quite amazing on this. I was very happy about the serial. 004300, very nice to look at. The only thing better than that, in my opinion, would have been like a 004400 or 001100. So this is a beautiful serial number, a beautiful example of an Escalante Mine Rancher's Exploration bar. Now, as always, we will have to pull up the mintage information for this, and to do that, we're going to go on allengelhard.com, then we're going to go to the other refiners page, and we're going to go to Johnson Matthey 10 ounce bars. And of course, since the most recognizable thing on this bar is the Escalante Mine, I'm just going to do a search for Escalante. Okay, and there we go. We've got two different results, both of them, both with the 1982 date stamp and without the 1982 date stamp. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Each of those, there's only 1,000 minted, believe it or not. And that is very, very rare, to say the least. Now, if we go ahead and we look at the other refiners Johnson Matthey 1 ounce page, well, there we'll notice we also have an Escalante bar, and believe it or not, there's two versions of the 1 ounce bar as well. We've got one with the 1982 date stamp and one without the 1982 date stamp. And so that actually has, those 1 ounce bars have different mintage. Believe it or not, the 1 ounce bar without the date stamp is the same mintage as the 10 ounce, both of the 10 ounce. They're both all 1,000 minted. And then if you find the 1 ounce bar with the 1982 date stamp, that's a little bit higher mintage, just 3,000 minted. Still very, 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 very rare, which is pretty cool, actually, to say the least. So something else that I wanted to show you was, if I can find it, I believe it's in this box. I'm not sure if it is. I'm not sure if it's in this box. The Royal Bank. Yeah, so check it out. Got some examples of these, actually. Yeah, here we go. So check these out. So these are the 1 ounce varieties, and I've got an example of each. So you've got 1982. This is a 3,000 minted, and then you got the blank one, which is 1,000 minted. So 3,000 minted, 1,000 minted, and then a 1,000 minted. And then there's also a blank version of the 10 ounce bar, which is also 1,000 minted. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. I'm pretty excited about this pickup. So that's exciting. Now, what else? It is Fractional Friday, so something that I've been eagerly awaiting, something that has been selling like hotcakes on my eBay store for some reason. Well, I know the reason. It's because people love BTC. People like crypto, and hopefully these crypto people are going to start getting into precious metals. I know I was one of those people. I have recently bought all those gold coins with some crypto that one time just to test it out, and it was pretty cool. So I don't know. Maybe we see a shift of, you know, kind of the younger generation who's a little bit more tech savvy, starting to get into the precious metals, more tangible assets. We'll see. That remains to be seen. But one thing I can tell you is that they are big on these BTC grams, and so I'm really, really excited to pick up some more of them. Yes. So I think what's going to happen now is I'm going to have frequent auctions with these BTC grams, because I've got a nice big stash of them now. So that's pretty exciting. Look out for BTC auctions. Something else that I want to show you. So yesterday, how I was showing you that cool string of 10 sequential JM bars that I was fortunate enough to run into. Well, you're not going to believe what happened. I had placed an order with Atmex, and they just had, I had bought bars, right? I had bought some JM bars because they had some JM bars in stock. And I was like, okay, this is great. I'm going to grab some JM bars. And so I placed a nice big bulk order of JM bars from Atmex, not thinking much of it. I was like, okay, I'm overpaying, but it's nice that I'm able to source a nice, huge chunk of bars, albeit at a high price, but I'm at least able to get, you know, a large quantity of bars for you know, from one person, it's a little bit more convenient. It's difficult to source a lot of something, right? So it was funny. I was selling this coin yesterday. Okay, the person that was buying it from me, they were asking, they bought one, and then they asked that I have more, and then they started talking to me like, oh, well, that's cool. Well, they were talking to me like they wanted to clean me out. I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, you can buy everything if you want to, but these are highly collectible coins, and so you're not. I guess I don't know what to say. I guess it doesn't work the same way. You're not going to be able to buy that in bulk from me at a discount because I'm not going to let it go for a discount because you can't get these coins anywhere else. And so the more and more you buy, the more and more expensive it comes. I oftentimes will average up on collectible pieces that I buy. I will not average down like I do kind of with generics and stuff. If it's a highly collectible item and there's only a few out there, I grab them when I have the opportunity to do so, and usually the next time that I have to buy that same thing, if I have to replace it, I have to pay more, significantly more to replace it. And so people don't understand. They think sometimes like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm going to buy, you know, one of these highly collectible coins from you for, you know, a little bit over spot. But then if I buy 10 of them from you, then you can give them to me for, you know, closer to spot. No, sir, that's not how it works. Because after you buy 10 from me, I have 0 left, and then it's impossible for me to find one. Are you gonna sell it to me for near spot? Because I'll need more after I sell them to you. I'm gonna need to restock. So are you gonna be able to sell them to me for that much, or how much will you be willing to sell it to me for? Okay, tack on another $5. That's how much I'm gonna sell it to you for, right? So that's kind of how it ends up happening. So. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just saying that that's kind of how sometimes how collectibles are priced. It's based off of rarity. It's based off of perceived value of the holder. So anyways, let's dive deep into why I was so excited about this pickup, because yesterday on my video, PMG was stating, oh wow, the only thing that could have been better than 40 sequential JM bars would be 41 sequential JM bars. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. And then, you know, the Apex order comes in, and guess what? You know, I ordered probably close to over 300 ounces of JM 1 ounce bars from Apex, okay? And so I was just expecting like maybe a monster box or something. No, they gave it to me in this box, which I was like, okay, sounds good. They gave it to me in this box, and it was, I am not messing with you. It was literally like 80 to 90% sealed sequential bars. Like this right here is pretty much, these are also some sequential and sealed, but they're kind of like broken apart, so it'll be like maybe a set of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 sequential in this bag right here. But outside of this bag, these are all sheets, man. This is a sheet of 10, this is a sheet of 10, this is a sheet of 10, and then I've got sheets of 20 down here. Like, it's like insane. It's just sheets and sheets and sheets. They hooked it up. So sometimes you get lucky. That's all I gotta say. Sometimes you're buying something that you think is just, you know, you're getting a decent price on it, and it's you know, it might be worth picking up, and then they just meet and exceed your expectations. And so this is something that I like to talk about how your typical bullion store does not know how to price vintage. They price this stuff like generics. They don't price it like generics. So let me rephrase. They did not price this like generics, and I did not pay generic prices for this. However, they didn't price this like they were sequential serial numbers, and they didn't even mention anything about sequential serial numbers. Somebody who's collecting vintage is gonna care about that, okay? So I'm not saying that you necessarily have to mark up the price because of that or anything. That's all, you know, that's all the decision for the seller to make. But what I'm saying is that as a seller, you need to inform the people that you're buying, like, hey, just so you know, you're gonna get sequential serial numbers, okay? And so I get it. Atmex probably didn't do that because they don't care. Like, they probably have a bajillion of things like this, and they treat this just like anything else. They'll treat this like their Asahi bars, like their Balkambi bars, like their Inglehart bars. It's all the same to them, because they don't have time to sift through and dig through all this stuff, because they're not really collectors, probably, right? They're just trying to push volume. They're not trying to research this stuff and be like, oh, they do put a decent amount of research into their products and put a nice thorough listing on their listings. I'll give them that, but they clearly don't care that these are sealed and sequential like I do. So I'm happy about that, because now I have them and I do care about that, and I'm going to appreciate that fact. So anyways, I know this is another long video because it was broken up into multiple segments, but I had to share my Fractional Friday pickup with you, and I also had to give PMG a shout out and let him know, hey buddy, I guess we won up yesterday's mail order. Anyways, have a good one, boys and girls. Cheers.
Wow.